What's up guys, this is the Honest Outlaw here, and I'm pretty excited to show you something new that I got. I got the Walther PPQ Q5 steel frame match. So it's like the PPQ Q5 with the Palmer frame, but it has a full-length dust cover and it has a steel frame on it. So it's gonna have a little bit more weight, so it's gonna be better for competition shooting, which is kind of what the Q5 match was designed for in the first place. It has some really good texture, has some really good checkering, which is awesome. I have to assume that they have removable grips, although this one didn't come with it. This was actually sent to me by a viewer, Michael Williams. Thank you for that. I really appreciate this. You were asking about the trigger. The trigger seems to be very similar. It doesn't seem to be any heavier. I thought initially it felt heavier, but I've been playing with it a little bit. But the one thing I like about the trigger is that the reset is so much stronger and so much more positive. And that will lead to faster follow-up shots. So will the steel frame gun. One of the detriments to the Q5, the polymer frame, is that it was a bit snappy and it was a little bit slower than something like a Glock 34 or even an M&P. I don't think this is gonna be. Well, we're shooting at our gold targets, which is kind of funny. I forgot about those till right now.
Gangsta.
All right. This is at like 20 yards.
That was awesome.
This is the first time I've shot in a few days too. Let's try that plate rack. Yeah, smooth. Real smooth. A lot less recoil than the original. Shooting a little bit high. It's got an adjustable sight on it, so I'll have to adjust that when I have time. Failure to lock back there.
Yep. Lock back there.
It did, yeah.
It's such a cool gun.
It is a cool gun. It looks really, really nice.
I think it's cool.
Double tapped real well.
That's good to know. Isn't that a rule of Zombieland?
What?
Always double tap?
It is, yeah. That's funny. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the PPQ SF Q5 and we're gonna shoot it at 50 yards. I might miss the first couple, get it on target. It does have adjustable sights and they are a little bit off for me. I was shooting my plate rack at 25 yards and I had to adjust a little bit and I forgot how I adjusted, so I gotta figure it out again. One thing that I find that's interesting about this gun is it needs a break-in a little bit, I feel like. Some of the controls are a little bit sticky. The slide feels like it's not really moving on glass right now, but it feels like it will. It just needs to be broken in a little bit. Here we go. Once you find your point of aim, the thing really works.
Yeah.
I love the trigger.
Seems really good.
Yeah, you know, I was worried about that. You know, in one of my chats with KS Gun Guy, I was talking about how I didn't think the trigger would stack up to like a CZ AccuShadow trigger. Mm-hmm. It does though. I mean, it's not as good, but it's consistent every time. Coming off the draw, you're not going to have that double action, then the single action if you were to run this in something like production. I see a lot of advantages to this gun after shooting it that I didn't really see before.
Huh, interesting.
Did it lock back again? Huh. I think I might be riding that slide release with my thumb. One thing that I find interesting that they did with the Q5 match is that they made a competition gun with a tiny little grip. So me with my large size hands here, I'm having a hard time finding a lot of real estate in comparison to something like a Shadow. So if you're kind of a smaller framed, smaller hands type of guy, you might really like this. And I know you can get extended mags and a mag wall and everything for it, so not going to be a huge deal. But I just find that interesting that they would go with that smaller grip. It's an awesome gun. I'm excited to shoot it so far. I'm excited to push it and see what it can actually do. Shoot it at 100 yards, see how accurate it really is. Put it on the timer, test it up against, I think, its biggest competition, which is the CZ Shadow 2. So I'll do probably 500 rounds, and then do my review, and then probably do a versus video too before I send it back to him with a Shadow. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.